higher, and there is more snow here. And this lava here that we are driving through, it's called We don't have to remember that name, but it means the year when we took Christianity. And that was in the year 1000, and that is the time this lava, when this volcano here on the right hand side erupted and made this lava. So this lava is 1013 years old. And we know that for sure because it says in old books when the settlers here in Iceland they were going to the parliament, and they saw smoke coming up here in this area, and they named this eruption because at that time they decided to take the Christian belief at the parliament. And this is a relatively young lava, 1,000 years old. It's a relatively young lava, and the reason for this is because now we are getting very close to the borders of the two tectonic plates. But Iceland is made of two tectonic plates, and here they are moving apart from each other. It depends in some countries, like in Japan, you remember this terrible earthquake they had. There, one of the tectonic plates there is moving underneath, they're moving towards each other, and one is going underneath the other. And when that happens, the friction is much, much greater. And here in this area, because we are on the borders, there is a lot of energy here. And this is what we call a high heat area. At 1,000 meters, the temperature is more than 250 degrees. So water that drops down here, rainwater, it turns to steam. And here in this area, we have made a power plant, and you can see the steam coming up from the power plant. And they made drill holes, and the steam comes up with a lot of pressure. They have pipelines that lead into the power plant, and the pressure of this the steam turns the turbines and produce electricity. In this area we have at the moment two power plants like this. In general, we do make electricity in Iceland more with water, falling and running or dropping water. But in the place like this one here, we make use the steam. And there's another power plant up north by the Lake Mývatn area, and that's also on the border of the two tectonic plates. And the same with the Blue Lagoon, it's not only a bathing place, it's also situated on the borders of the two tectonic plates, so they have access to a lot of energy. And you can see the pipelines here, and they go zigzag into the power plant. And these pipelines, they are on wheels, so they can expand. And the reason for that is because when they put the steam in for the first time, the pipes, the material expands, of course, but also because here in this area they often have smaller earthquakes, so these pipes have to be a little bit flexible. But now we are driving up to this mountain, it's a moor or mountain pass, and here the weather can be sometimes absolutely crazy. And last winter and the winter before, they often had to just close the roads because the cars got stuck in the snow and the storm. And you can see here too, for example, these are natural hot springs. This is what we call fumaroles. And it smells a little bit. It's from the sulfur. There are plenty of little hot springs here all over the place. And there's also a little river up here, which is warm, and people can bathe in it. You have to hike for an hour and a half up into the mountains, and you get to this place. And it used to be a very quiet place, and nobody knew about it. So they put it in a Lonely Planet guide, and it's so crowded there now that it's no fun anymore. Down here below we have a small village called Reykjavik, and if I translate it directly, it means the hot spring town. And this is the biggest hot spring town in Iceland. And they use the hot water in the hot springs for many purposes, but they have, for example, built many greenhouses here. It's the biggest greenhouse village in Iceland. And in these greenhouses they are growing vegetables and flowers, tomatoes and cucumbers and things like that. And I've also heard that a few people are growing marijuana there, which is of course illegal. So here we can see Eyjafjallajökull again, here on the right hand side, and next to it to the left we have another glacier. It's called Tindafjallajökull. You don't have to remember that either. I just heard recently a theory that under Tindafjallajökull is a very big caldera, or a very big volcano. But another volcano is here in front of us to the right, this snowy mountain to the right. And this one is the most famous of all volcanoes in Iceland. It's called Hekla, and it is the most famous volcano that we have. And in the last 1100 years, or since we started living in